Welcome back, guys. We are finally here. We're finally reached the end of the month. We completed our unadjusted trial balance. So now we are now moving into this section we've been all been waiting for, which is the adjustments. So this is where we wrap up the end of the period, and this is where we need to update a few things as well as get our stuff cleared away with our adjustment entry. So things that we need to close out at the end of the given period or things that we need to make adjustments for. So in this case, I've already written them all out for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin our closing accounting period by completing our very first transaction here is to finally convert our periodic inventory. So someone went down to the basement and they had told you you have a total of 106 coffee cups available. Now, if we just go ahead and do our accounting as usual, every time we wrote in our ledger, we kept track of how many cups we sold. If you do total that up, it should be about however many we bought minus 106. So I believe we bought let me see. We bought a total of 480, give or take, right? And we sold about X amount, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna solve for how much we sold by this given information right here that we are given here. Now, I wasn't asking you to keep track of your sales. I just thought it was a great way to place a piece of information in your journal to kind of, have an idea so then when you do go back into this, you can match them up at the end of the day. But in this case, this is what happened. If someone took a cup or they used it for the store, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, someone went down to the basement, took a physical count, and told you that there was 106 cups left, or mugs in this case, right? So let's head on to our inventory worksheet. There you go. And we're going to go to periodic, our coffee mugs. So how do we figure this out?
So we're going to total it all up. We're going to total our quantity, our price, our freight, our total costs, and cost per unit.
Okay, so, all right. So with that being said, so what's my first total quantity?
440.
440. Okay.
You
What?
scared me when you said cups because I'm like, oh, I think I did mugs last night, and I'm like, oh no, did you mean mugs or cups?
Yeah, sorry about that. So it is mugs. All right.
1,092.20 for the price.
No, I split it. Oops. All right. 192, you said?
And 20 cents.
Um, that's
500 for freight. 1592.20 for total costs, which brings the average cost per item to 362.
now. Don't forget, we also have returns and allowances. So in this case, you don't need to calculate that figure.
Okay.
All right. So let me go ahead and adjust these so then they're. Okay, there you go. What the? I thought I formatted them. There you go. Okay. So, okay, that's that section there. What about my returns and allowances. Let's figure this figure out right here. How many cup mugs did I return?
9.
Right, we returned 9. All right, and what total cost, or what was my total refund?
$22.24.
Good, excellent. Okay, so now let's go ahead and plug our numbers into my little table here. So, what was my quantity that I purchased?
440.
Okay, at what total cost?
$15.92.20.
15.
Oh no.
No, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Wait, you said 15.92? Okay, no, you're right. It was. It's not.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
heard fifth.
I think that's why my math wasn't making sense.
Okay. How many items did we return?
9.
9. All right. At a total cost of 224.
Question, what about the
Yes.
2 that we threw away? Wouldn't that make the returns 11? Because at the beginning there was 2 and you said, no sense returning them or something like that. And
I had those in there too, but those were the ones that the customer returned. We didn't return them back to our.
right, but that would take them out of our quantity, would it not?
But we already sold it.
I thought they got, okay, I just remember you saying something about them getting thrown away.
Right, because if the customer decides to bring it back to the store, we can't use it. That doesn't affect our quantity because we never had to add it back in. Right? When we sold it to a customer originally, we sold it and we kept it sold. Because they brought it back to us, we're not going to put it back into inventory because we're just going to assume that it's we're going to pretend as if those items were sold. So then what is going to be my subtotal here?
431 for quantity. 1,069.96.
Good. All right. Freight adds no quantity, but what was my total freight here?
500.
500. All right. So therefore, let's solve for my total net purchases. So what was the total cost of my net purchases?
1569.96.
1569.96. Okay.
Can you give us a second to catch up?
Yeah. So in this case, right now, if the person went down to the basement and they took a physical count, obviously the 2 that we broke, right? We didn't put it back into inventory. We threw them in the trash. So at that point, did they include those 2 broken mugs that we got a return for? So the idea here is that we're assuming that whatever they counted out down in the basement is whatever they had available. So even if we didn't sell exactly whatever the amount is, then, the assumption is it's got to be somewhere in the store, right? It's either we used it or we sold it, someone took it. But at the end of the day, it's gone.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Here, do we have any beginning inventory?
No.
No, we don't. So here, our assumption, if we have 0 as our beginning inventory, right? that means we just carry down our net purchases, and our net purchases becomes our beginning balance because we're adding 0 to them. So therefore, my goods available is going to be 431 cups at a total cost of $1569.96. All right.
The net good, wait, I got lost. Oh, because the goods available would be the beginning inventory plus the net purchases, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So our scenario, we were told that our ending balance was how many cups left?
106.
106.
106. So therefore, how many items did we sell? Or how many mugs did we sell?
325.
325 mugs were sold. Right? Now, we need to calculate our cost of goods sold. In this case, what costing method am I using?
Weighted.
Weighted average. So here, all I need to know is that I sold a total of 325. My goods available, right, was 431 units at a total cost of $1569.96. How do I solve for my average cost per item?
The 431 minus the 106.
That's my cost of goods sold. I'm talking about my cost per item, my average cost per item.
Would it be the 1569.96 divided by the 325?
Not the 325.
The 106.
Not the 106.
Oh, the 431.
By the 431, right? Because we're
Minus the
looking.
9? Oh, no, we already minus from, never mind. Okay.
Okay, so the 431, right? Because that's how many goods I have available. That's exactly my total cost. Because when I do average costing, right? I don't care what batch came first. I don't care what batch came last. I care about looking at the grand total. So if I have a total of 400, so I'll do it here so you guys can see it. If I have a total of 431 items costing me a grand total of $1569.96, I now need to calculate my average cost per item. How much is it going to cost me for one of those items? Is what I'm asking you. I'm asking you to divide the total cost evenly amongst the total quantity that you have available. So in this case, I need to solve for how much each item is going to cost me. So in this case, I'm going to take my $1569.96 and divide it by my 431 to get a total of $3.64,259. That's what it's going to cost me to sell one mug. Right? So if that's going to cost me to sell me one mug, how much is it going to... Correct. How much is it going to cost me to sell 325 mugs? So once again, we're going to do our equal round because we want to round to the nearest penny. All right. So we take a 325 times our 3.642599, comma 2. And what do I get as my total cost of goods sold?
$1.83. 1183.
1183
84.
84. All right, excellent.
Could I see the formula in G21, please?
Give me 1 second. A G. This one?
Next to the 431.
G. You said which one? G.
G21.
G21 between 431 and 1569.
It's 1569 divided by the 43.
Now, can you hit enter? That's not what I'm getting. It's 430. Which one is it that's...
We're just taking our goods available. I just transferred them over here. So your goods available, right, was calculated above here and brought down here. Are you punching these numbers in?
I'm trying to get the 3.6425, and my formula comes up 2.71 something.
Are you, okay, so 1569.96.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me look at that just 1 minute. Now, did you just carry that 3.642 straight down?
No, I just typed in the formula again. So, but this time I linked it from here. Because I think you guys weren't getting where the numbers came from, so I put it up here. So I just used it from these columns here.
Hold on 1 second, because I got so much stuff screwed up. Where did you get the 1183.84?
That's going to be my calculated amount from timesing my 325 times the 3.642599.
Wait a minute. Okay, give me 1 moment.
Meanwhile, he's on. I keep getting 1183.85.
Okay, so that means you rounded too early. Are you punching did you punch in those numbers or did you actually calculate and leave the formula in there?
I was trying to do it both ways. I think I rounded the cost per item too soon.
Yes, if you typed in 3.642599, if you typed that in, yes, you round the number already. But if you left it as a formula, if it's to calculate 1569.96 divided by 431, you're gonna get beyond those two 99s. It's gonna be 998 something something something. See, 986079. It goes on forever.
Wait a minute. You have 1183.84. I have 1183.85. Can you click on that one? Equal round, divide by 2. Let's see. Can you click on the cell next to it? To the left one.
I got 84 too.
I got 84.
Equals, wait a minute.
E24.
Okay, let me backspace out of this. Okay. Equals. Okay.
By any chance, are any of your numbers not rounded? Because I just typed this in and I still get the same exact numbers.
No, I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay. Okay. So therefore, there's my total cost of goods sold. All right. So therefore, what's my ending balance going to be?
386 and 12 cents.
386 and 12 cents. Excellent. So there.
I was doing the math too ahead of time, and it keep messing me up. I ended up with 11 cents, and yeah, it all made sense after I went back and actually did the formula with more than just equal round 2.
Okay. So here we only learn to round at the very end. We don't round during, before, or after. We round at the very, very end. So this number should never be rounded. Don't type this number in. It should be a formula. Okay, so there we have it. Right, there's our numbers here. So then now let's go ahead and do our conversion entry. All right, so these are the numbers that I need to complete my conversion entry. So, oops. So what should my journal look like?
Cost of goods sold?
No.
No.
Hold on. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, here. Let me see.
Hold on.
You should just have enough. So you said cost of goods sold. What kind of cost of goods sold?
Hold up. Well, I know we need ceramic coffee mugs.
Good. We need to enter in our ceramic coffee mugs.
And cost of goods sold ceramic coffee mugs. And then from there, I'm lost.
Okay. When we do a conversion entry, what are we converting to?
To money?
Not money. It's right here so far. We have an ending inventory that we're converting, and we also have cost of goods sold that we're converting. Where is my inventory right now?
All right, we haven't paid our coffee mug, so it's account receivable.
Not accounts receivable. Where are my coffee mugs located? When I bought them,
In inventory?
not in inventory. We're converting it into inventory right now. What was that? When I bought my periodic inventory, where did I journalize them as?
Accounts payable?
That's money that you owe. No.
Accounts receivable?
Not accounts receivable. That's when we're dealing with our customers. Right? When we purchase our periodic inventory, where did we journalize them as? Look at your journal if you need to. When we receive coffee mugs,
Rolling up, and where do we receive mugs? Mugs. Purchase expense.
purchase expense. Right here, we're converting purchase expense into inventory because right now we don't recognize them as inventory. They're just a mere expense to us. So now that we reach the end of the given period and we say that we have X amount of cups on hand left, that's where we need to recognize that we now need to convert it into inventory. So the very first two accounts are correct because we're recognizing we have ending inventory and we're recognizing that we sold some along the way. Now, how many items did we purchase in the first place? In grand total.
431?
In grand total. What was our original purchase? How many cups did we actually purchase in the very beginning?
440.
440. So now we need to take that amount and we need to convert it, right? Because do we have all 440 items?
No,
No. What happened?
we sold them.
We sold some. What else happened?
Some got returned.
We got some returns, and what else happened? We have some left over. So in this case, those are the three things that you need to look for. So far we only have 2 out of the 3. Right? We have my inventory, the leftover. We have what we sold. What else do we need to recognize?
Returns.
Purchase returns and allowances. Right? And then we need to recognize what?
I got a quick question.
Go for it.
I know we're doing this too. I know purchase expense, but do we also recognize the freight?
Absolutely. So we got purchase expense, right? Because we recognize that they're no longer expenses anymore, right? I'm converting them into inventory. So here we go. Purchase expense. Right? I'm getting rid of I don't have purchase expense anymore. I'm converting it into inventory. So if you guys remember what I was talking about this earlier, if we originally placed everything into my purchase expense and my freight expense, so now I'm slowly transferring everything from my purchase expense bucket and I'm dumping them out and distributing a section to my inventory, a section to my cost of goods sold, and a section to my returns and allowances. All right, so here I'm going to recognize purchase expense and I'm also going to recognize freight expense because they are 2 separate costs, but they involve with inventory. Okay, so what are my account numbers here?
For the mugs, the first one is 12050. Cost of goods for the mugs is 50150. And I will look up the rest in a second. Purchase return and allowances is 61500. Purchase expense is 61,000, and freight expense
It's
is
6,300.
6,300. Yeah.
Okay. So what was my total cost of my ending balance?
1569.96.
That's the total.
Purchase. Okay. So
That's your net purchases.
oh,
So,
so 10 1092 60 96.
all right, try again. My question is, how much is your ending inventory?
Oh, 386 and 12 cents.
386 and 12 cents. How much was the cost of goods sold?
1183 and 84 cents.
What was the total cost of your purchase returns and allowances?
22.24.
What was the total cost of your original purchases?
$1,092.20.
And what was your total freight?
5 C don'ts.
Okay. So once again, let's double check if my debits match my credits. Okay, so here I have a total of $1592.20 on the left and a total of $1592.20 on the right. So there we have it. We completed our conversion entry. So then now, my description, what are you going to say here?
Can you wait a second? My numbers aren't adding up. Oh, because I have $5 for freight instead of 500. Okay, just kidding. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. We put Julio's inventory of mugs or June's inventory of mugs or
Whatever you want to,
Ending inventory for mugs?
yeah, sure.
okay. I understand.
So I'm going to indicate that this is a conversion entry. For June mugs, ending inventory. Good? All right. You want to write how many mugs you have, anything like that? You can go ahead and do so.
But when we start let's say we were continuing for next month, we already know when we start next inventory, we're going to start off with 106 mugs.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes, your beginning inventory will be 106 mugs. Save your inventory worksheet because you are officially done with the inventory worksheet. Right. So what step is next?
General ledger.
Our general ledger. Always. Journal, ledger, right after. Okay? So in this case, we have inventory. We finally have inventory.
Uh, 630 for our ceramic coffee mugs. I put um, 106 on hand. End of June. I think we should know that. I don't know why. General Journal 21. A debit for 386 and 12 cents.
We're on 21.
Yes.
Good.
386 and 12 cents. Running debit balance 386 and 12 cents. From here, cost of goods sold.
Can you hold on a quick second? I'm good.
Cost of goods sold. Ceramic coffee mugs.
Okay. 31. I mean 631.
Mm-hmm.
431 cups sold.
All right, now did we sell 431 mugs?
Am I wrong?
325.
Oh, 325. Oh, let me go back and change it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 431 is what we had available to sell.
Available.
So we sold a total of 325 mugs.
And I put in June.
Okay.
General Journal 21. Debit for 1183 and 84 cents.
$11.83.84.
Yes. everybody's caught up, we're gonna go to operating expense. Operating expense. 3630. I put end of June inventory. I didn't really know what to put there.
That's perfect. Adjustment entry, end of June, whatever you want to do, that's perfect.
I like adjustment better. Uh, General Journal 21. And this time it's going to be the debit for 22-24. So that brings our running total to 0.
Yes. Zeros it out.
Now we go to purchase expense.
Mm-hmm. Purchase expense right above it.
It's gonna be 630. Would we just put purchase mugs for June?
In this case, right, we already made our purchases of the mugs for June. So this one I put in adjusting June inventory.
And then
General.
general journal 21. Credit 1,092.20. And then that zeroes it out.
Mm-hmm. Right. This is how we convert, or in this case, dump out our purchase expense bucket and dump them into the inventory, the cost of goods sold, and etc. So I'm actually cleaning out the purchase expense box and zeroing it out. Perfect. All right. And then we also have to do that where?
Freight expense.
There we are for rate expense.
Just in June and
Mm-hmm. Adjusting June inventory. Oops, inventory.
excuse me, general journal 21. And we're gonna credit $500. And that zeroes it out.
Excellent.
everything for this one then, or do we have to do anything with subsidiary ledger?
Nope. This is an internal transaction, so nothing to do with anybody. No customers, no vendors, no employees. This is an internal transaction. So we are done here. And let's see what happened next. So we need to calculate the cost of materials sold. So here I went ahead and did the calculations for you to let you know, well, this is what the items that we bought that are materials, right? This is our business supplies. And this is how many units we sold. So 5,297 cups of the medium, 4,331 of the large, and we used 120 pounds of the sugar and 22 cases of the creamer. So therefore, here's the cost per item. So I solved that for you. This cost per item is taking the total cost and dividing it by the total number of items. So in this case, this I've already calculated it for you. So here, this is the total cost because you're not responsible to have to figure this number out. Someone else is. So all I have to you guys to do is just to be able to adjust it. How do I adjust or make my journal entries here?
Would it be cost of goods sold?
Not cost of goods sold. What's the other section in there? You're close.
Operating expense.
Not operating expense. It's still in cost of goods sold.
Cost of materials.
Cost of materials, right? Because we sold it, right? We need to adjust our business supplies because right now, my account shows me that I have 7,000 cups. But do I really have 7,000 cups? No. I sold them as I made my coffees for my customers. So in this case, I need to show in my account that I don't have 7,000 anymore. I only have whatever remaining amount is left. So in this case, I sold X amount of these, so this is what it cost me. So first things first, what are my accounts that I'm going to be...
Stop me if I'm wrong. So it's going to be comp, medium coffee, cups, account 51200. And then, well, comp means cost of material.
Okay. Account was our account number 51.
51200.
Okay.
Then comps. Then comps for large coffee is 51,250. Then comp sugar. I always put sugar with an E. Account 51,300. Comps creamer. Accounts 51,350. Then of course we're going to credit our cost of material.
Okay.
Or did I miss something?
So in this case, right, we're calculating the cost of material. If I sold a total of 5,297 medium coffee cups, Where should I take that out from?
We
If
haven't purchased it.
Okay, so in this case, we've already purchased it. Now we used it.
Anybody give me a hint? Let's see. So those are the cost of goods.
This is the cost of material. So if I got rid of, or if I sold a total of 5,000, what is it? 5,297 cups.
Oh, I go back to operating costs, but I'm not sure if that's correct.
Nothing there in operating expense because this is already an expense.
Yes, yes.
Wouldn't be sales, would it?
No, because I already sold the cups. Okay, so if I purchased a whole bunch of coffee cups, right? And as I sold the coffee originally, right? But I never calculated how much each cup cost me. Now that it's the end of the given period, I said that I sold a total of 5,297 coffee cups. Where would I take that out from?
Business expense?
Not business expense, because this is the cost of goods sold, and cost of material is an expense. Okay.
I'm gonna go down the list until you say okay. No, but it's not depreciation expense.
No.
It's purchase expense.
Nope, it's not a purchase expense. Okay, so let's rephrase this again. So I had to buy coffee cups in order to get rid of them, right? In order to use them, right?
Out of the asset,
Yes, you'll take it out of the asset, but which one?
It's not an office supply.
Of course, it's not office supplies.
Hold up, let me go back.
You're getting warmer, Felipe.
All right, hold up.
business,
Supplies.
Yes. If I purchased coffee cups in the first place, right here is where I'm calculating of me getting rid of them. So if I'm calculating how I got rid of them, then my only option is that I have to adjust my business supplies because I no longer have 7,000 of them. I have X amount because I've sold and it cost me this much to get rid of. All right? This will make it more sense. Okay, let's go ahead and journalize it, and then when we get into a ledger, then things should click. All right? So in this case, list them all out.
Business supply, and it's 11,550.
I said list them all out.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it's the overall general one is business supplies, but in this case, I want to be specific. I don't want to just take it out of that entire amount.
On our notes, we have the medium cups, large cups. Sugar,
Yes. Yep. Medium coffee cups. Large coffee cups. Sugar. And, creamer. All right, and what account numbers are those?
Okay, for medium coffee cups, it's 11,760. For large coffee cups, 11,765. sugar 11,770, and creamer 11,775.
Okay. So I've already calculated it for you, so you guys don't have to do much. So what was the total cost of selling 5,297 cups?
286.70.
286.70. All right. What about my large cups?
351.63.
And my sugar?
43.20.
And my creamer?
359.26.
Hopefully those are all right. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a note here that I'm adjusting my business supplies. Oops, forgot my ending parenthesis. Okay, so let's double check my numbers. I got 286.70 for my coffee medium cups, 351.63, 43.20, 359.26. Okay. So now that we have my journal, right? Let's go ahead and place it into the ledger, and it will make a lot more sense. Okay. So let's go to my ledger. Cost of materials, right? It's going to be under the cost of goods sold section, because instead of this, right? If this is how much it cost me to sell my coffee, this is how much each cup cost me to sell. All right, so cost of materials. First one I have are my medium coffee cups. So $6.30. I can say I sold 5,297 cups.
General Journal 22.
Okay.
Debit 286.70.
Which would be my debit balance, correct?
286.70.
Okay. So next here, right, same thing. I'm going to enter in the date. And this time I sold
4,331.
4,331 cups. Okay. And that amount cost me a grand total of $351.63.
Sugar would be 630. Sold 120 pounds. General Journal 22. Debit of 43.20. The debit balance of 43.20. And then creamer would be 630. Sold 22 cases. General Journal 22. With the debit of 359.26. debit balance of 359.26.
$359.26. Okay.
Then we go over to medium coffee cups. 630.
Hold on. Let me find it. Medium coffee cups. Perfect. Now, here, let me go ahead and explain this part right here. So, in my medium coffee cups right now, right, I made a purchase of 1,000 here, right? I made a purchase of 2,000, purchase of 2,000, purchase of 2,000. So, right now, in my account for medium coffee cups, it says that I have 7,000 cups right now. Now, is that true?
No, you only have
Right.
5,497.
Because I sold some cups along the way. So this is exactly why I need to make an adjustment because I don't have 7,000 cups. I sold a total of 5,297 cups. So if you guys want to do the calculation, so when you do your beginning balance, you know how much cups you have to start with for the next month. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and indicate right here, 630. I sold 5,297 cups, remaining
1703.
1,703 cups. Okay. General journal number 22. And this time I'm going to credit my account for $286.70. So then now, how much is my ending balance supposed to be?
Like 218.
92.18. And that is my 1,703 cups remaining. Okay? So here, this is where we need to adjust our supplies. Now, instead of calculating it as part of the cost of goods sold or just expensing them out as a grand total, we're actually counting each cup. All right? And we're calculating how much it's going to cost me to sell or to get rid of each cup. All right? So in this case, right, I sold a total of 5,297 cups, which cost me a total of $286.70. So therefore, I should have a remainder of 1,703 costing at 92.18. All
Okay,
right?
where'd you get the 286.70?
286.70. That was what we calculated here. That was the cost.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
That was what we calculated, yes.
Okay.
Okay. That's how much my 5,297 cups cost me. Okay. So same idea here, right? I sold
7,000.
4,000.
4,331. Remaining 2,669 cups.
2,669.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So 351.63. Okay.
Do we put use or sold? Because I mean, I know it's equivalent. It's in the price, but if we're using it, or do we just put sold?
Now, it doesn't matter because as long as you understand that you got rid of it. Now, if you use the cups, that sounds like you reused it again. In this case, when you sold it, it's gone. But in English context, it doesn't matter. Used, sold, they're the same thing as long as you understand that you got rid of it. In my case, I'm going to say I sold it because I'm not going to reuse these cups. So, but in context, it doesn't matter what you want to put in there. As long as you understand you don't have those cups anymore. So what is going to be my new ending balance in my large coffee cups?
216.69.
216.69 for those remaining 2,669 cups. Okay. So again, same thing here, right? We have a total of 60 plus 60 plus 60, which gives us a total of 180 pounds of sugar. How many did we, okay, so in this case, we used sugar. You can't, I mean,
Okay.
we can either use or sold. I'm gonna be consistent, just say I sold them. I sold 120 pounds. I see what you mean now. Okay.
No, just what would be the correct terminology? Because like it's added in the price, and that's kind of like a thing. Because not everybody's gonna use sugar, so it's yeah. I don't know. I didn't know how to write that down.
In this case, used would be correct. Because you didn't sell the sugar by the pound, you used the sugar to add it into the coffee. Used 120 pounds.
60 pounds remaining.
60 pounds remaining. So general 22. 43.20. So you should have a remaining balance of
2160.
2160. Right, which in this case, if you just by looking at the information here, that's pretty straightforward. Okay.
Creamer.
And we're going to go to the creamer, right? Here, let's see, we bought 3 cases, then 15, then 15. So we have a total of 33 cases of creamer, right? But in this case, we used 22 cases. So that means we have remaining 11 cases. All right. General 22. So how much did it cost me to use 22 cases?
$359.26 brings the running total to 179.63 cents.
179.63. So that's the remainder of the 11 cases that are left. Excellent. All right, so then let's see what has happened next.
We got a bank statement from the main bank of Nevada.
Yes, we did. All right. So here it says that because we used the bank to help us run our businesses, they charged us a service charge of $50, right? Here we got slammed with overdraft charges for a total of $118.30, right? Because in the notes down below, it says that, right, you agreed that you're going to be charged 18% for every amount that you overdraft in your bank account. I'm sorry, 22%. So in this case, right, you overdraft on the 22nd of June by $4,211, right? Do you remember that? Because we wrote that check out. And the 23rd, we also overdraft by $2,240. So again, 22% interest is going to be a total of $118.30. All right? NSF checks. We wrote quite a few of them. All right? That's how the bank gets more money out of you because every check that you write that you didn't have enough money for, right? The bank is going to charge you extra money because even though they overdraft protect you, they have to advance pay that money for you. So in this case, we wrote it for check number 1517, 1524, 1525, and 1526. Each check was going to be charged at $25 per NSF check. So in grand total, $100 for every NSF check you have written out. So once again, this is your bank statement. So therefore, in this case, of course, we don't have interest income because, we just started our business. We don't collect money from anybody, or we don't allow electronic fund transfer. So in this case, no interest income. So how do we record this?
Bank fees?
Bank fees, exactly, right? The bank charged you money, so they are fees that you must pay to the bank. All right. So I believe that should be account 6100.
Yeah.
All right.
And then would the next one be credit, service charge?
Okay, so you already encountered the service charge. The bank fees is the service
Is part of
charge.
that? Okay.
Yes. All right. Now, question to you. When the bank decides to give you this letter and says, "Oh, here, by the way, you got charged for writing NSFs, you got charged for bank service fees, and you also got charged for the interest for the overdraft protection." Now, are they going to ask you to write a check to them, or are they going to take it right out of your bank?
They'll take it out of the bank.
It's automatic. So here, which account are you going to be updating?
Checking.
Your checking. It's automatically taken out of your checking account. They don't need to inform you. They don't need to notify you. They should have already done it in this case, it's at the end of the month. So here they're just calculating what the amount that you owe, what other fees to charge, and this is it. So every check that you have written as an NSF, they should have already taken it out of your bank the minute you wrote that check. Right? But the overdraft protection, that's calculated at the end of the month, and same thing with your service charges. That's calculated at the end of the month. So here we are. It's automatically taken out of your checking account. So in grand total, how much? How much were the total bank fees?
So total bank fees is gonna be $168.30.
Let's see.
268.30.
50 plus 118.30 plus 100.
Okay, so we do add the 100. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yep. For the 268 300. Well, of course, they charged you for every NSF check you've written. There you go. 268.30. All right. And here, what would be your note? Where have we practiced this before?
Chapter 10.
Chapter 10, exactly. But do you remember what it's called? You are good. You are on point. You are right. It is chapter 10.
Oh, man. Anybody else remember chapter 10?
I'll give you a hint. The first word starts with a bank.
Oh, those-
Bank,
Bank
bank expense? No. Bank fees? No.
Reconciliation.
reconciliation. Yes. Yes. Bank reconciliation for the month of June. All right, bank reconciliation for the month of June. Whoa, I typoed. Okay. Right, because the key notion here is that when you reconcile your bank account with your own accounting, obviously we kept a pretty good track of our banking, right? The only thing that we don't know that the bank does know is that they charged us a whole bunch of stuff. So in this case, we need to update our ledger so then our bank accounts match on both on our end and their end. Okay, so we didn't write any checks during the end of the month. I think we wrote like one, but at the end of the day, that cleared because they probably received it at the end of the day. So there we have it, bank reconciliation for the month of June. So therefore, what do we need to do next?
Ledger expenses.
Oops, nope, okay, expenses. Here we are. Second entry in, bank fees. So here, you could be specific. Service charge, $50. Right? So I wrote Service charge was $50. Overdraft was $118.30, and NSF was a total of $100. General journal number 22. So how much was in grand total?
268.30.
$268.30, which brings your account balance to 268.30. Yes, thank you. All right, good. So then we got to go to checking, yes, because the bank takes the money away from our bank account automatically. They don't request for us to pay. They just took money out automatically. So here we are, checking 6:30.
You only for the. I'm sorry, my internet was going in and out. We did the service charge and the overdraft fee, and then did we do the NSF as well?
Correct. In this case, I didn't specify what those items are in my account. I just accumulated them all as a bank fee. All right, but in my description, I laid out exactly what is what.
Okay, and that was for a debit. Okay, I'm with you guys now.
Okay, so here we are in their checking, right? Easy way to sum this up. Bank fees. Right? General journal 22.
Credit 268.30. Balance should be 13,425.38.
Perfect.
You said 13,425.38, right?
Correct. Okay. So there we completed our bank reconciliation. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop here because the next one's actually going to take a few minutes. So let's stop here and we'll call a break. Okay. So it is exactly